Hello. Continuing on with the tank build, silicone looks good. I haven't done a leak test yet because I wanted to get this very large cutting board um, to put on the bottom. I'm going to run bare bottom with this as my ground, I guess, my floor. I've done this before and it's worked really well to keep ultra low nutrients. I want my display tank to be SPS dominant with occasional LPS and not the only softies I'll do or ZOAs. But I'm digressing. So I just wanted to show my setup here. I can't really get a good view, but this is a rigid table saw. It moves around, has wheels that it's this little piece right here is to lift it up and kind of move it where I want. It's pretty accurate considering. The arm here is great. I mean, I put it on 22. You can't really see it with the light. I put it on 22 and it cut that exactly at 22. My tank glass is half an inch, so um, it'll give me an inch all around, so about half an inch all around when I'm done for silicone and whatnot in the edges of the tank. And hopefully it'll be nice and flat on the glass. But there, I've cut off 2 inches on, that's a 24 inch by 48 inch sheet that I ordered online. And now I'm going to cut off 2 inches on one of the sides, like maybe this side here. I'll cut 2 inches off, zip, and then it should fit there nicely. And another thing I'd done, if I can find it, but I wrote measurements down in this little composition book, but what I did too is, I don't know if you can see this, but I created a template with the overflow, and I'm coming out a little where the silicone is right here. So I'll just measure to this onto the cutting board and hopefully it'll line up nicely. Even if it's a little off, it really doesn't matter because in a few months this will be completely covered with coralline algae. But I recommend when you do any kind of cutting with acrylics or plastics. I don't know if you can see that blade, but it is an aftermarket blade. It's one of those Diablo blades. I believe it's a 100 or 110 tooth blade. It could be more. And I also, for my miter saw, I also use a, you can't really see anything, but I also use a Diablo blade on there too. They're pretty low cost considering what you're getting from them. This one is oh, that's a 100 tooth blade. So this other blade over here is probably 100 or maybe 90. It's a smaller blade. That blade over there is 12 inches, I think, and this one's like I think 10. But if you cut any of this, be sure to get get a blade with a quality blade with a lot of teeth. That way it'll be nice and smooth. Right here, it's nice and smooth, and that way there's not much chipping. It just leaves a powder kind of dust behind. But anyway, when I'm done with this, I'll post another video of it in the tank. Thanks. Okay. One more thing before I get this in the tank. I took some real quick measurements, put them in my little composition book, as I said earlier, and just wanted to show you a tip. When I did my template, I actually put this over the top of the tank and drew this line with a pen. And I came out, this is freehand, just drove it around, or drew it around for the silicone. And I matched it up identical to these little tick marks I have here so that I can keep my measurements as static as possible. And also found dead center and measured from overflow to overflow. You want to try to do something like that so that you can mirror exactly what you have in the tank. And another really helpful tip is, use a dry erase marker. This isn't really going to be like perfect, woodworking or metalworking accuracy, and it doesn't have to be. You'll see once it's in the tank, it doesn't matter that it's tight, clean, or anything. What matters the most is that you're covering as much glass as you can to protect, from rocks falling or anything like that. But I'm going to try to use either my Dremel or maybe a small router finishing router or something, and I'm going to cut this out. It just depends on what is easier, and that's what I'm going to do. And I may do a quick video on that when I'm done cutting. So, and I'll tell you which tool worked the best. That's it. Okay, so the winner of the cutting that out was this little Dremel thingy. Apologize for the lighting. I'm in the garage. Lighting's not too good out here yet. So yeah, that's what I did. I just cut it out here and turned out pretty good. So now I'm just going to take it inside and see if I can fit it in there just like that. If not, because I have a center brace down the middle of my tank, I may need to cut it right here in half just so it'll fit in there. But I'm hoping I can keep it one piece, not for any other reason than, I just don't want to do another cut. So see how it goes. Okay, here's the final product. Cutting board fit in there nicely. Happy with it. Light in place at about the height I'm going to run it at. And all that's really left now is leak test. Maybe tomorrow I'll fill it up with tap and put the sump in place. I cleaned the sump up. You can see it there. And I don't know if I'm going to set that on some foam or not. I probably will, just to be safe. But that's it.